Well, this is a special podcast called Why We Love College Hoops. It's a special edition of the Valley Hoops Insider website. I'm Harry Schroeder. We had an amazing day in the Missouri Valley and Ohio Valley conferences. Between the two conferences, we had 11 games starting between 12 noon and 6 p.m. Five of them were nail biters. Heading into Saturday's contest, Bradley led the Valley with a 4-1 record. 8 teams were tied for second at 3-2. Over in the OVC, 3 teams were tied for first. 2 of them were playing each other, and a third was playing a 2-loss team. Saturday was wired for excitement from the get-go. I went over to Lindenwood to watch the Lions take on UT Martin at OVC play, but I monitored all the games as best I could. The day tipped off in Terre Haute, Indiana, where 4-2 teams, MVC squads, they squared off. I was a little disappointed. Belmont and Indiana State didn't score 200 points combined, but it was a fun game to watch. Belmont was up big early, led by 11 points with 12:33 to go, but the Sycamores fought back, took the lead with 7:41 to go. After 6 lead changes and a couple of ties down the stretch, the Bruins came away with an 84-79 win. Carter Witt led Belmont with 25 points, 8 of them coming during the game's pivotal final 4 minutes. Samaj Teal led the Trees with 20 points, 6 boards, and 6 helpers, and that was just the beginning. Bradley was at Illinois Chicago. That was even more entertaining. The Flames had an early lead in that one, too. They led by 9 at the half. Bradley trailed by 13 with 11:05 to go. They went on a 15-5 run to get it close, 53-50. After UIC then scored 5 straight points, they're back up by 8 with just 2 minutes left. UIC would only make 2 of 4 free throws down the stretch, and a Corey Thomas dunk, a Duke Dean triple, a Zeke Montgomery bomb led to Bradley's final possession, and we knew who would take that final shot. 61-60 was the final, and the Valley leaders held on to the top spot. Once again, an MVC road team came away with a win. After Saturday's action, Valley teams have won 17 of 36 league contests. It's astounding, and it's why we love this game. Dean, who has been hot and cold shooting all season, he'll have a great game, a bad game, whatever. He was 2 of 9 from long distance into that final minute of the game, and he made 2 of them. Duke Dean is a cold-blooded closer. Murray State protected their home court in a game that had far less drama. Murray State claimed a home victory and their 3rd in a row, defeating Valparaiso 58-47. My friend Kevin Lehman would likely have called this game a rock fight. Neither team shot better than 35% from the field. Neither even made 30% of their three-point attempts, but the Racers prevailed and are one of 4 Missouri Valley teams tied at 4-2, 1 game behind Bradley. Now to that game I was at Lindenwood. The first half of Lindenwood's game against UT Martin was all about the Lions' Anias Futrell. After scoring 24 points and grabbing 10 rebounds in the Lions' Thursday night win over Tennessee State, the senior guard scored 24 first-half points on Saturday. He poured in 6 3-pointers, including 2 from the Lion logo. It was reserved Nate Johnson's 3-pointer at the buzzer that handed Lindenwood a 42-40 lead at the half. The Skyhawks had the better of the play in the second half. They shut down Futrell, continued to make 3-pointers of their own, carrying a 7-point lead late into the game. It looked good for UT Martin, and Lindenwood coach Kyle Gerdeman admitted to me after the game he wasn't sure his team had it in him to come back. They've been battling injuries and so forth. With Markeith Browning relentlessly driving to the lane, though, and scoring in traffic, the Lions stayed alive. They still trailed by 4 points with 14 seconds left, but they got a triple to get it within 1. It was a 1-for-2 trip to the free throw line for UT Martin, and it set up another chance at late game heroics. Gerdeman called timeout, and the Lions got the ball to late in the game expert Nate Johnson. That triple was the winner, and the Lions and the Skyhawks are each 3-3. How about this for tight play? UT Martin has lost 3 OVC games by a total of 4 points. 2 of their 3 wins have come by a total of 5. Jeremy Schulman's team can make threes, and they will be a threat all season long. By the way, Lindenwood's men's and women's team went 4-0 this week combined for the first time in their Division I history, and this is why we love the game. Tennessee State, by the way, they're getting healthy. They're going to be a threat too, I think, down the stretch. They're getting healthier. They bear watching the rest of the season. Penny Collins' team went to Western Illinois, won by 20 points, 72-52. That was the final. Both teams are 2-4 in league play. Both of TSU's wins have come in the last 3 weeks. First place was on the line in the OVC. Morehead State and Southeast Missouri were two of those three OVC teams tied for first place. The Eagles visited the Redhawks on Saturday. Morehead never trailed. They held SEMO scoreless for about an 11-minute mid-game span, and they won the first place battle 67-56. The home defeat was the Redhawks' first of the year. Conversely, the other first place team, Tennessee Tech, led big early at Southern Illinois Edwardsville, but the Cougars fought back. The Cougars trailed by 12 points during the game's first half, fought back to within one at intermission, and went on to win it 67-59 for their fourth straight win. They're now tied with the Golden Eagles and SEMO, one game behind Morehead State. Rayshawn Taylor scored 25 in that one. The Cougars held their third straight opponent to under 60 points. The OVC race keeps getting better and better. It was easy for Drake, though. They suddenly have a deep bench. They've won 2 straight games, and after their 2-game hiccup, the Bulldogs handled Evansville 63-40. The 40 points were the lowest output allowed by Drake since 1992. But there were 2 more thrillers still to be played. Illinois State hosted Northern Iowa, and the ailing Redbirds led by 10 points early in the second half. The Redbirds had just 9 available players due to sickness and injury. UNI behind a 30-point performance from Trey Campbell. The Panthers tied the contest with under 7 minutes to go. Then just another back-and-forth battle ensued. The teams traded big blows, and the Redbirds sophomore Johnny Kinziger made 2 free throws to give Illinois State a 1-point lead with 4 seconds left. And then this happened. Titan Anderson's winning drive kept the Panthers within 1 game of first place. Bradley, a heartbreaking loss, pushed Illinois State to 2-4 and 10th in the league race. Almost simultaneously in Carbondale, Illinois, the Valley's 2 winless teams were battling for their first win. SIU led by 13 points with just over 5 minutes left, and Missouri State went on a tear to force overtime. The Bears outscored the Salukis 22-9 down the stretch. SIU blew out the Bears, though, in the overtime. Saluki forward Jarrett Hensley led all scorers with 30 points. Vincent Brady was spectacular for Missouri State. So was freshman Zaxton King. Saturdays in the Valleys are crazy. And this is why we love this game. Thanks for watching. And remember, since you've been there, make it a better place.